I pretended to go bankrupt to test my fiancée. She left me within 24 hours. They say love is blind. In my case, love wasn't just blind, it was deaf, dumb, and holding an unlimited American Express Centurion card. My name is Alex. I'm 32. I grew up in a poor neighborhood in Detroit where new sneakers were a luxury, not an everyday item. But for the last 7 years, I've been living in a different reality. I founded a logistics company that focused on shipping automation. I sold the majority stake 2 years ago, keeping a seat on the board and a fortune that allows me to never work another day in my life if I don't want to. Vanessa came into my life a year and a half ago. She's 26. She is the embodiment of a man's dream. Tall, with perfect honey-colored hair, eyes you can drown in, and a body she diligently polishes in the gym and cosmetology clinics. She calls herself a model and an influencer, although her main job, as I realize now, was simply to look expensive standing next to me. When we met at a private club in Miami, I was mesmerized. She laughed at my jokes and listened to my stories about boring route optimization algorithms as if they were the most thrilling thriller ever told. I thought I had found a kindred spirit. I thought she saw me, not my Patek Philippe watch. I was wrong. For the last 6 months, we've been planning our wedding, and this process transformed my perfect woman into a creature I barely recognized. It started with small things. "Baby, I can't fly commercial, even first class," she said one day, pouting. "People stare. I need a private jet. It's only $20,000. Isn't my comfort worth that?" And I paid, because I could, and because I wanted to see her happy. But the wedding preparations opened the floodgates of greed. Last Tuesday, we were sitting in the office of our wedding planner, Clara. Clara is a woman with nerves of steel, but even she looked shocked. "Vanessa," Clara said, carefully looking at her tablet, "you want to import white peonies from New Zealand. It's not the season. A single bud will cost about $40. You need 3,000 buds for the flower wall. That is $120,000 just for the photo zone flowers." I choked on my water. $120,000 for flowers that will wilt the next morning? Vanessa, that's insanity. She turned to me, and there wasn't a shadow of understanding in her eyes. "It's not flowers, Alex. It's an atmosphere. It's my wedding. I've dreamed of this since I was 5. Do you want me to look cheap in front of my followers? Do you want my friends to laugh at me?" "No one is going to laugh," I tried to appeal to logic. "We're already $200,000 over budget. The total estimate is approaching $500,000, Vanessa." She stood up abruptly, her eyes filling with tears, a trick she performed with Hollywood mastery. "You always talk about money. Money, money, money. You don't understand me. Your numbers in a bank account are more important than my happiness." We drove home in silence. In the car, I tried to bring up the topic that was hanging over us like the sword of Damocles, the prenup. "By the way," I started, keeping my eyes on the road, "my lawyer sent over the draft of the contract. You need to have your lawyer look at it by the end of the week." The air inside my Bentley instantly turned freezing cold. "I thought we closed this topic." Her voice was quiet but dangerous. "We didn't close it, Vanessa. It's standard procedure. It protects both of us. It's business, nothing personal." "Business?" She turned to me, and for the first time I noticed how predatory her gaze could be. "Marriage isn't business, Alex. It's trust. If you force me to sign a paper that says I get nothing if we split, that means you're planning to split. You're already setting us up for failure." "I'm not planning to split, Alex, but I built my empire over 10 years. I have to protect my assets. You will receive generous payouts if we divorce, but you cannot claim a share in the company." "Your money is my money," she snapped. "We're becoming one. Why are you so greedy? Do you love me, or do you love your money more?" She didn't speak to me for 2 days. I slept in the guest bedroom of our $8 million penthouse, feeling like the loneliest man in the world. I started to doubt myself. Maybe I really was stingy. Maybe she was right, and I was just an old cynic who didn't know how to trust. I was ready to go to her, apologize, and tear up that damn contract. But then, yesterday happened. I came home earlier than usual. My meeting was canceled. I walked into the apartment quietly. Vanessa was on the terrace. The door was ajar, and I heard her voice. She was on the phone, and judging by the tone, it was her best friend, Jessica. "Oh, Jess, stop it. Of course he's boring," Vanessa said, laughing. That laugh was hard, unpleasant, not the one she gave me. "He was lecturing me yesterday about investment funds. I almost fell asleep with my eyes open. But did you see the Cartier bracelet he gave me for our first kiss anniversary?" I froze in the hallway, unable to take a step. "Yes, I know about the contract," she continued, taking a sip of wine. I heard the clink of the glass. "He's pressuring me. The old fool thinks he's smart, but I'm working on it. A few tears, a little sex, a little hysteria about trust, and he'll crack. He always cracks. He's too afraid of losing me." She paused, listening to her friend. "Love him?" she asked, and scoffed. "I love the way he looks at me, and I love his platinum card. He's just a wallet with legs, Jess, but a very comfortable wallet. As soon as the ring is on my finger without that stupid contract, I'm set for life. And if he gets boring, well, the laws in California are on my side. Half of everything is a pretty good pension plan for a 30-year-old model, don't you say?" My world tilted. I felt physical pain in my chest, like I'd been hit with a baseball bat. A wallet with legs. I stood there for another minute, listening to her discuss which napkins would match her eyes better. I didn't storm onto the terrace. I didn't cause a scene. I quietly turned around, walked out of the apartment, and took the elevator down to the garage. I sat in my car, took out my phone with trembling hands, and dialed Michael's number. Michael was my best friend since high school, and coincidentally, my brilliant, if be it cynical, lawyer. "Mike," I said, when he answered. My voice was raspy. "Alex, what happened? You sound like shit." "I need your help, and David's help, our accountant." "Did you kill someone?" "No, but I need to kill something else." "What exactly?" "My fortune." "What?" Michael was clearly confused. "I want to be officially a beggar by tomorrow evening. Frozen accounts, seized assets, the IRS on my tail, the full package. I need to know for sure, Mike." "Know what?" "If she'll marry me if I'm an Uber driver with debt." Silence hung on the other end of the line. Then Michael sighed. "You heard something you weren't supposed to hear, didn't you?" "Yes." "Okay, come to my office. Bring whiskey. It's going to be a long night. We're going to draft a legend so convincing, I will believe it myself." I started the engine. I still loved her, and that part of me was screaming, "Stop, don't do this. You'll ruin the fairy tale." But my brain, that same cold, analytical brain that made millions, had already flipped the switch. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., my life will collapse, and I will see if Vanessa stays in the ruins or flees like a rat from a sinking ship.
I spent that night in Mike's office, watching my life being dismantled on a whiteboard. Mike poured me another glass of McLaren 18. He wasn't just my lawyer, he was the brother I never had. He looked at me with a mixture of pity and professional focus. "Okay, Alex, if we are doing this, we are doing it right. No half measures. If she smells even a hint of a lie, she'll play the victim and take you for everything you actually have." David, our accountant, typed furiously on his laptop. "I've moved 98% of your liquid assets into the beta trust we set up years ago for liability protection," David said, not looking up. "Technically, as of 9 a.m. tomorrow, your primary checking account will show a balance of $420. Your credit cards, the Centurion, the Visa Infinite, even the corporate cards will be flagged as frozen due to federal investigation." "Federal investigation?" I asked, feeling a cold shiver despite the alcohol. "It's the scariest thing for a rich person," Mike grinned, sliding a document across the table. It was a masterpiece of forgery. It looked exactly like an official notice from the IRS and the SEC regarding a massive audit and immediate asset seizure due to suspected fraud and embezzlement. I printed this on the official watermarked paper we use for court exhibits, Mike explained. It looks real because technically the format is real. The case number, however, references a parking ticket from 1998. We laughed, but it was a nervous sound. Now, about the living situation, Mike said, leaning back. If you lose the penthouse, where do you go? You need a place that screams rock bottom. My aunt has a place in, I started. No, Mike cut me off. Your aunt lives in a nice suburb. You need desperate. You need I failed at life desperate. He pulled up a listing on his phone. I have a client who owns a slum building in the industrial district. He keeps a few units open for tax reasons. Unit 4B, broken elevator, smells like cabbage and despair, and the view is a brick wall. It's available immediately. I looked at the photos. Linoleum floors peeling at the corners, a stain on the ceiling, bars on the windows. It's perfect, I whispered. Book it. By 4 a.m., the plan was set. The architecture of lies was built. I was no longer Alex, the tech mogul. I was Alex, the fraudster who lost everything. I went back to the penthouse to catch a few hours of sleep before the performance began. The apartment was quiet. I walked into our bedroom. Vanessa was asleep, her face illuminated by the soft light of the city. She looked like an angel. For a second, my resolve cracked. Maybe I misunderstood, I thought. Maybe she was just venting to a friend. Maybe she really loves me. I reached out to touch her hand. She stirred, mumbling in her sleep. Not the blue bag, the Hermes. I pulled my hand back. The angel was dreaming about handbags I bought her. The guilt evaporated. Friday arrived with a suffocating tension. I spent the day working, which mostly involved staring at my phone and waiting for David's signal that the accounts were locked. At 5 p.m., I received a text from David. The plug is pulled. Good luck. I took a deep breath. My heart was pounding against my ribs like a trapped bird. I walked into the living room. Vanessa was already dressed for dinner. She looked stunning in a red dress that cost more than my first car. She was fastening diamond earrings, my engagement gift. "You're late," she said without looking at me. "We have reservations at LeBlanc at 7:30. If we're late, they give the table away, and I am not waiting at the bar." "You look beautiful, Ness," I said, my voice slightly trembling. She finally looked at me, scanning my face, not for emotion, but for imperfections. "You look tired," she noted. "Did you fix your tie? It's crooked. God, Alex, please try to look presentable tonight. My photographer friend might be there." Presentable. "I'm fine," I lied. "Just a tough day at the office. Legal stuff." "Boring. Don't bore me with business talk tonight, okay? Tonight is about celebration. I decided on the cake, by the way. It's $15,000, but it's 6 tiers." She grabbed her clutch. "Let's go. The driver is waiting." We got into the back of the Maybach. The ride to the restaurant was silent. She was busy editing a selfie. I was busy preparing for my execution. I looked out the window at the passing city lights. This was the life she loved. The tinted windows, the leather seats, the feeling of being above everyone else. In an hour, I was going to strip all of that away. We arrived at LeBlanc. The valet opened the door. The host greeted us by name. We were seated at the best table in the house, overlooking the skyline. Vanessa ordered without looking at the menu. "We'll start with the Ocetra caviar and a bottle of the Dom Camprion Rosé, the 2008 vintage." She looked at me. "Are you eating, or are you just going to stare at the wall?" "I'm not hungry," I said. My stomach was in knots. "Suit yourself. I'll have the lobster thermidor." The dinner was a blur. She talked about the wedding, about the guest list, about how her cousin was jealous of her ring. I nodded, drank water, and checked my watch. 8:45 p.m. "Check, please," Vanessa signaled the waiter. The bill arrived on a small silver tray. $3,400. Vanessa didn't even glance at it. She was busy checking how many likes her last post got. I took out my wallet. My hands were sweating. I pulled out the black card. The heavy titanium felt cold in my fingers. This was it, the point of no return. I placed it on the tray. The waiter took it with a bow. I watched him walk to the terminal station near the bar. I saw him swipe it. I saw him pause. I saw him swipe it again. Then he wiped the chip and inserted it. He frowned. He whispered something to the manager. Vanessa looked up. "What is taking so long?" "I don't know," I said softly. The manager walked over to our table. He looked uncomfortable. "Mr. Mercer," he said quietly, trying to be discreet.
I apologize, but the card was declined. Vanessa dropped her fork. It clattered loudly against the china. "Declined?" she hissed. "Don't be ridiculous. Do you know who he is? Try it again." "We tried 3 times, ma'am. The system says do not honor." "Try the Visa," I said, handing him another card. My voice sounded surprisingly calm. He took it. He came back 30 seconds later. "Declined also, sir. It says account frozen." Vanessa's face went from annoyed to furious. She looked around to see if anyone was watching. "Alex," she whispered, her voice like a venomous snake. "What the hell is going on? You are embarrassing me." At that exact moment, my phone rang. It was Mike. I put it on speakerphone, just loud enough for her to hear. "Alex?" Mike's voice was frantic, breathless, acting worthy of an Oscar. "Alex, where are you? You need to get out of there." "Mike? What's wrong?" "It's the feds, Alex. They raided the office. They froze everything. The house, the accounts, the cars. They are seizing the penthouse tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. They say it's fraud, Alex. You're bankrupt. You're worse than bankrupt. You're in debt for millions." I hung up the phone. I looked at Vanessa. I waited for the concern. I waited for the "we will figure this out." She stared at me, her eyes wide. "They are seizing the penthouse?" she asked. "Yes," I said, "and the accounts. I have nothing, Ness. It's all gone." She didn't reach for my hand. She gripped her purse tighter. "Does that mean," she stammered, "does that mean they will take my Range Rover?" My heart shattered into a million pieces, just like I knew it would. "Yes," I said, "they will take everything."
The silence at our table was deafening. The entire restaurant seemed to be looking at us. Or maybe that was just my paranoia. But the manager was definitely looking at us, tapping the declined credit card on the silver tray. "Mr. Mercer," the manager whispered, his tone shifting from obsequious to cold. "We still have the matter of the bill, $3,400. I looked at Vanessa. She was clutching her clutch so hard her knuckles were white. "Ness," I said, my voice sounding broken, which wasn't entirely acting. My heart was racing. "My cards are frozen. Do you have your card? The one I pay off every month? We just need to cover this and we can figure everything out at home." She looked at me as if I had asked her to donate a kidney. "My card?" she hissed. "You want me to pay? Alex, this is embarrassing enough. You brought me to the most expensive restaurant in the city and you can't pay? I am not pulling out my wallet. What if my card is declined too because it's linked to your account? I won't be humiliated twice." "Please," I begged. "Just try it. We can't just walk out." She huffed, opened her designer bag, and threw her card at the manager. "Put it on this," she snapped, "but don't expect a tip." The transaction went through. She snatched the receipt, crumpled it, and stood up without waiting for me. "I'm leaving," she announced. "Don't follow me too closely. People are staring." We walked out of the restaurant. The valet brought the car around. Usually, she waits for me to open the door for her. Tonight, she got in and slammed the door shut before I could even reach the handle. The ride home was a funeral procession for our relationship. I tried to speak. "Vanessa, I'm so sorry. I didn't know this was coming. Mike said it's a misunderstanding. Maybe we can fight it." She didn't look away from the window. The city lights reflected on the glass, masking her expression. "Fight it?" she interrupted, her voice devoid of warmth. "That means they're seizing the penthouse tomorrow morning, Alex. Homeless." "We're not homeless," I said, reaching for her hand. She pulled it away sharply. "We have each other. We can start over. I have skills. I can consult. I can drive Uber if I have to. We'll be okay." She finally turned to me. Her face was a mask of disgust. "Uber? You want me to be the wife of an Uber driver? Do you have any idea what that does to my brand? I have sponsors, Alex. I have an image. Is your image more important than us?" She didn't answer. She just unlocked her phone and started typing furiously. I saw the reflection of the screen. She was messaging her mother. Text: "He lost it all. Everything. I'm shaking." We arrived at the penthouse. The elevator ride up to the 45th floor felt like ascending to the gallows. As soon as the doors opened, Vanessa sprinted. She didn't run to me to hug me. She didn't ask for details about the legal case. She ran straight to the master bedroom closet. I followed her. The sight broke whatever little hope I had left. She was pulling down suitcases, the Louis Vuitton set we bought in Paris. She was frantically throwing things into them. Not clothes, not sentimental items. She was packing the investments, the Birkin bags, the limited edition Chanels, the jewelry box I kept in the safe, which she had the code to. "What are you doing?" I asked, leaning against the doorframe. She was muttering, not looking up. "Saving what's mine." She was shoving a diamond necklace into a sock to hide it. "If the feds are coming at 8 a.m., they're tagging everything. They're not taking my things, Alex. I earned these." "You earned them?" I asked quietly. "I bought that necklace for your birthday last month." "It was a gift," she screamed, spinning around. Her eyes were wild. "Once you give it, it's mine. You aren't dragging me down with you. I need assets if I'm going to survive this mess you made." I walked over and sat on the edge of the bed. "Ness, stop packing for a second. Sit down, please." "I don't have time to sit. We have to get everything valuable out before they lock the doors." "I have a plan," I lied. "We can leave tonight. My aunt has a small apartment in the industrial district. It's rough. It's a studio, but it's safe. We can live there rent-free while I look for a job. It'll be tight. We'll have to budget. No more dinners at LeBlanc, no more shopping sprees. But we can build it back up. In 5, maybe 10 years, we could be comfortable again." She stopped packing. She stood there holding a $5,000 Fendi bag and looked at me as if I had suggested we eat from a dumpster. 5 to 10 years? She repeated slowly. "A studio apartment? In the industrial district?" "It's temporary," I pleaded. "I love you. You love me. That's what matters, right? For richer or for poorer? Isn't that what we were going to say in 3 weeks?" She dropped the bag on the floor. "I can't do this," she whispered. "Can't do what? Survive?" "I can't live like a peasant, Alex," she exploded. "I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for struggle. I've struggled my whole life to get here. I am not going back to coupon clipping and taking the subway. I am Vanessa Vane. I'm supposed to be on the cover of magazines, not living in a slum with a bankrupt failure." The word hung in the air. Failure. I looked at the woman I was going to marry. The mask had completely fallen off. There was no love in her eyes, only calculation and panic. "So that's it?" I asked, my voice steadying as the heartbreak turned into cold clarity. "If the money's gone, I'm gone?" She took a deep breath and composed herself. She smoothed her dress. "Look, Alex, be realistic. We're not compatible like this. You lied to me. You said you were secure. You tricked me into a relationship based on false pretenses. I was secure until 4 hours ago. Well, now you're not, and I have to look out for myself." She zipped up the first suitcase. "I'm going to stay at my mom's tonight. I need space to think." "You're taking the jewelry?" I noted. "Indemnity," she said coldly. "Consider it severance pay for wasting 2 years of my youth." She dragged the suitcase to the door. "Are you coming back?" I asked. She didn't answer. She just walked out of the bedroom.
I heard the front door slam. I was alone in the $8 million penthouse. I walked over to the window and watched the street below. A few minutes later, I saw her figure exit the building and get into a taxi, since the Maybach driver had been dismissed. I pulled out my phone, text to Mike. She's gone. She took the bait and the diamonds. Text from Mike. Phase 1 complete. Get some sleep. Tomorrow we initiate the eviction and the recovery. I didn't sleep. I sat on the floor of the empty bedroom looking at the spot where she chose a handbag over our future. Tomorrow I would lose everything officially, and she would learn that karma hits harder than poverty.
The next morning at 8 a.m. sharp, the doorbell rang. It wasn't the feds. It was Mike and two of his paralegals dressed in generic windbreakers carrying empty banker's boxes. "Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty," Mike said, stepping over a discarded Fendi shoebox Vanessa had left behind. "Time to stage the eviction." We spent an hour making it look convincing. We put "seized" stickers, which Mike bought online, on the front door. We changed the locks. I packed a single duffel bag with a few shirts, my laptop, and a toothbrush. "Here are the keys to the castle," Mike said, tossing me a rusty key ring. "Unit 4B, 800 South Industrial Ave. Don't drink the tap water. Seriously, it has lead." "Thanks, Mike. You're a lifesaver." "I'm a lawyer," he corrected. "We destroy lives. We don't save them. But for you, I'll make an exception." I took a regular taxi to the apartment. The driver looked at me in the rearview mirror as we entered the industrial district. "Are you sure this is the address, buddy?" he asked, eyeing the graffiti-covered brick building next to a tire recycling plant. "Yeah," I said. "This is home now." The apartment was worse than the photos. It smelled of stale cigarettes and boiled cabbage. The radiator clanked like a dying engine. The view was a brick wall with a fire escape that looked like it would collapse if a pigeon landed on it. I sat on a folding chair in the middle of the empty room, pulled out my phone, and waited. I didn't have to wait long. At 11:45 a.m., less than 24 hours after I lost my money, my phone buzzed. It was a notification from Instagram. Vanessa_V has changed her relationship status to single. I let out a dry, humorless laugh. She didn't even call me. She didn't send a letter. She just updated her bio. 10 minutes later, the text message arrived. It wasn't an apology. It was a legal notice. From Vanessa. "Alex, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I can't do this. I can't tie myself to a sinking ship. My mother is right. I need stability. I am formally ending our engagement. Please do not contact me. My lawyer will be in touch regarding the separation of assets." Second text. "P.S. I am keeping the engagement ring. According to my lawyer, since the breakup is caused by your financial fraud, distress, I am entitled to keep it as compensation for emotional damages. Do not try to get it back." I stared at the screen. She was keeping the ring, a 4-carat flawless diamond worth $48,000. She was kicking me while I was down, looting the corpse of our relationship before it was even cold. I typed a reply, then deleted it. Not yet, I told myself. Let her feel safe. I spent the next 2 days in that hellhole apartment. I ate instant noodles, I slept on a cheap air mattress, and I watched her life unfold on social media. She hadn't blocked me yet, probably because she wanted me to see how happy she was. Day 1, Friday night. She posted a story from a club VIP section. She was holding a bottle of Grey Goose with sparklers. Caption, "New beginnings. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. #blessed. Single life." The trash, that was me, the man who paid for her nose job, her car, and her lifestyle for 2 years. Day 2, Saturday. A photo of her at brunch with her friends. They were laughing. Caption, "Strong women don't cry over weak men. We upgrade." In the background of the photo, I saw a guy's arm around her chair. I zoomed in. It was Todd. Todd was a hedge fund manager I knew, a guy I had introduced her to at a charity gala 3 months ago. Todd was worth about $20 million. She moved fast, or maybe she had Todd on standby the whole time. That thought made my blood boil. The sadness was gone. It was replaced with a cold, surgical precision. It was time to end the charade. Day 3, Sunday morning. I texted Mike. Me. She's dating Todd. She kept the ring. I'm ready. Mike. Phase 2 is a go. I drafted the asset release papers. They're fake, obviously, but she doesn't know it. Tell her she needs to sign them to legally keep the ring from the IRS. I copied the text Mike sent me and pasted it into our chat with Vanessa. Vanessa, I accept your decision. I'm sorry for everything. My lawyer says the feds are coming for the jewelry on Tuesday. If you want to keep the ring, you need to sign a gift affidavit, proving I gave it to you before the investigation started. If you sign it, the IRS can't seize it. Meet me at the Grind Coffee Shop tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's the least I can do. I saw the typing bubbles appear instantly. Vanessa, fine, but make it quick. I have a spa appointment at 11, and don't bring any drama. She took the bait. Greed is predictable. She wanted that $48,000 ring so badly, she was willing to see her bankrupt ex one last time to secure it. I stood up and looked around the dirty apartment. Goodbye, hellhole, I whispered. I called my driver, who had been on paid vacation for 3 days. I said, bring the McLaren and bring my best suit, the Tom Ford. Tomorrow, I wasn't going to be the sad, broke ex-fiancée. Tomorrow, I was going to be the resurrection.
Monday morning, 9:55 a.m. The Grind was a trendy coffee shop downtown with floor-to-ceiling windows. It was the kind of place where people went to be seen. Perfect. I was sitting in my McLaren 720S, parked around the corner. I was wearing my bespoke Tom Ford navy suit, a crisp white shirt, and my Patek Philippe, which I had retrieved from the seized safe. I looked like $1 million because, well, I still had several. I saw Vanessa arrive. She got out of an Uber Black. She looked impeccable, of course. Oversized sunglasses, a white power suit, and was that Todd's jacket over her shoulders? She walked in, scanned the room, and sat at a corner table, checking her watch impatiently. She looked annoyed to even be there. I started the engine. The McLaren roared to life, a deep guttural growl that turned heads on the street. I pulled up right in front of the coffee shop, in the no parking zone. The valet rushed over, but I waved him off and tossed him a $100 bill. Keep it running, I said. I stepped out of the car. The gull-wing door rose up. I saw Vanessa through the window. Her jaw literally dropped. She took off her sunglasses. She looked at the car. Then she looked at me. Then back at the car. The confusion on her face was delicious. I walked into the coffee shop. The conversation inside stopped. People were looking at the guy who just stepped out of a spaceship of a car. I walked straight to her table. I didn't sit down. "Hello, Vanessa," I said calmly. She stared at me, blinking rapidly. "Alex? Whose car is that? Did you steal it?" "It's mine," I said. "Bought it last month. Kept it in storage as a surprise for the wedding. But plans changed." "But you're bankrupt," she stammered, her voice rising in pitch. "The feds, the seizure." I pulled a document from my inside pocket. It wasn't the gift affidavit I promised. It was a bank statement dated today, showing a balance of $12,400,000 in my primary checking account, and a letter from Mike's law firm titled Notice of Termination of Social Experiment. I slid the papers across the table. "Read it," I said. She picked up the bank statement. Her eyes widened until they looked like saucers. Her hands started to shake. "I don't understand. This says $12 million, but Mike said—" "Mike is a very good actor, and you, Vanessa, are a terrible gambler. I wasn't bankrupt. The feds never came. I froze my own accounts. I rented that shithole apartment. I staged the whole thing."
Why? She breathed, looking up at me with tears welling in her eyes. Real tears this time, tears of lost opportunity. Because I needed to know. I leaned in closer, lowering my voice. I needed to know if you loved Alex or if you loved the lifestyle Alex provides. You gave me your answer in less than 24 hours. You called me trash on Instagram. You moved on to Tide before my side of the bed was cold. She stood up, knocking her chair over. Alex, wait, you don't understand. I was scared. I panicked. My mom pressured me. I love you. I was trying to protect us. Protect us? I pulled away as if she were radioactive. You looted my house. You stole my jewelry. You left me to rot in a slum while you drank vodka with Todd. I can fix this, she pleaded, her voice cracking. We can fix this. It was just a test, right? I failed the test. Okay, I'm sorry. But we have history. You can't just throw away 2 years. I didn't throw them away, I said coldly. You did, when you walked out that door. I held out my hand. The ring, Vanessa. What? She clutched her left hand. The engagement ring, the one you were wearing. Hand it over. No, you said I could keep it. I said you could keep it if the IRS was investigating. There is no IRS investigation. There is no wedding. And according to state law, since the marriage didn't happen, the ring returns to the donor. Hand it over, or Mike, the real Mike, will have you served with a lawsuit for theft and fraud by noon. And I have the security footage of you emptying my safe. She looked around. Everyone was watching. She was trapped. Slowly, painfully, she slid the ring off her finger. She slammed it on the table. I hate you. You are a pythopath. Who does this to someone they love? Someone who wants to make sure they're not marrying a gold digger, I replied, pocketing the ring. Go to hell, Alex. You'll die alone with your money. Maybe, I smiled, but I'd rather cry in a McLaren than laugh in a bus with you. I turned around and walked out. I heard her calling my name, but I didn't look back. I got into the car, revved the engine, and drove off into the morning sun. Epilogue. It's been 3 months. Vanessa tried to spin the story on social media, claiming I was abusive and financially controlling. I posted one thing in response, the audio recording from the terrace where she called me a wallet with legs. Her follower count dropped by half overnight. Todd dumped her a week later. Apparently he didn't like drama. Last I heard, she's trying to sell detox tea to pay rent. As for me, I'm doing fine. I lost the deposit on the wedding venue, but I saved half my fortune, and I learned the most expensive lesson of my life for the price of a canceled wedding. Worth every penny.